So we're going to do our phonics lesson now this morning. We're going to work today on changing the vowel sounds of a word. So I'm just going to do a couple up here as an example. And then if you're in my class and you'd like to go ahead and list some of your own, have your parents send it to me through the dojo. And I can give some feedback via a private video that I'll send back to you through the dojo, and also give you a shout out tomorrow when we do our next Saxon lesson. So when you're changing the vowel sound, we've been working a lot on the short vowel sound, which if we code that, it is coded with a breathe. And so it sounds like I, I, I. But now if I change that vowel sound to make a long sound where it says its own name, I'm going to change it to I. So instead of b, it, I now have b, I, t, bite. And then this E is silent. We don't hear it. So when we are coding the words, we would also cross out this E because it's not heard. So watch me do another one. So if you're at home and you'd like to, what's in blue, you can write too. So another word I'm going to try is this word. So try sounding that word out. Ready? Now if you need help sounding that word out, I'm going to tell you that the A, this is a consonant, vowel, consonant word. Remember our vowels, we have 5 of them. We have A, E, I, O, and U. And vowels can make 2 different sounds. They can make short sounds where we would give them a breathe, and they can make long sounds where we would give them something called a macron. Okay? So in this word, we would say k, a, p. And I know this is more of a 1st or 2nd grade skill, but I've been showing my kindergarten kids that when the C makes that K sound, the way we would code that is something called a K back. So you would put a line here to kind of make it look like a K, and it reminds you that that C is making a K sound. Because C can also say S sometimes. And when C says S, we code it with something called a cedilla. So if it made a S sound, just do that up here. So if you had a C that made a S sound instead, you would put a little cedilla underneath it. Kind of looks like a little S underneath. All right. So again, that's like 1st, 2nd grade skill. But some of the kids were wondering about how you coded a C if it said a K sound. So I went ahead and showed them in class. So back to changing the vowel sound. So cap. Now, if we want to make it say its own name, what vowel is this? It's an A. So it's got to say A if it's going to be a long sound and say its own name. So instead of cap, I have to add the silent E to the end. And once I add that silent E, that tells me, oh, the A isn't saying a short like apple anymore. It's saying A, like acorn. So I'm going to put a macron over it, and I'm going to cross out my E because we don't hear that. Okay? So let's try another one together. One more. Okay, so sound this word out at home. So if I code it, I'm going to put a breathe, and I would sound this out as D, I, M, dim. So I could dim the lights, right? Let's see if you can tell them. Or there. So there's my lights dimming on and back, off and back on. All right, so I could dim the lights. How could I now change it to a long sound? So first, think about the vowel. What's the vowel? I. So I is going to say its own name. So now I'm going to have D, I'm. Okay. Dime. Like a coin. So I'm going to code this as put a macron because it makes a long sound, and I'm going to cross off the E because I don't hear it. It is silent. So for my class at home, I'm going to give you a few more words to try.
Mommy.
Yes, sweetie.
I just wanted to go
Oh, go ahead. He's down in the basement, sweetie. Go ahead. So I'm gonna give you fur. Okay. And hat. And hid. Okay. So try those three at home. So right now we know that they make a short sound. So we're going to use a breathe. Okay. And you know what? Let me give you one with an O sound too. So, okay. All right. So go ahead and try to change these to making the long sound, and parents, see if your kids can actually say it to you. So they may pick up on the pattern that, oh, I have to add an E to the end, and that's all I'm doing. But also you need to be able to read the words differently. So know that this is dim and this is dime, or this is cap and this is cape. This is bit. This is bite. All right. So start working on that. Then I know you guys don't have the activity sheet at home, but if you would like to, and I wrote do together today. I know in the past I've given here's the directions, see if you can do this at home, and I take pictures and put it on the class dojo. But I figured I'd actually go through some of it with you today because of some of the skills that we're going to be doing. So first of all, at home, if you want to practice, we're still working on the letter Q. QU makes what sound? Qua. QU says qua, qua, qua. Okay, so practice writing those letters at home. And let's go through. I'm going to point to the letter. I want you to first say the letter. We'll go through and just say all the letters first. Then we'll go back through and say the sounds. Okay, so ready? Say the letter. Letters. Letter. Good. So let's check now. So we have S, Q, U, F, U, Q, U, I, Q, U, T, Z, T, Q, U, L, S, Q, U, P, Q, U. And if you notice, we are working on all lowercase letters. These are all lowercase letters here. Okay. If that was really easy for your child, I would suggest timing them and see if they can keep a time. And then the next time we do this, see if they can beat their time. I think I mentioned before that there is an assessment that the School District of Philadelphia uses called AIMSweb. And in kindergarten, they have, letter fluency. How many letters can they read in 1 minute? Okay, so practice that letter fluency with them. All right, now let's go through. And this time I want you, as I point, I want you to say the sounds that the letters make. And then we'll go through and check. Ready? Okay. Now I'll go through and check with you. Ready? S, qu, f, qu, I, qu, t, z, t, qu, l, s, qu, p, qu. Okay. Now, looking on the back, and if you're wondering about the color coding, remember these were the directions. All right, but like I said, I'm doing more of this with you today. So on the back, so this part, I'm going to say a word, and then you go ahead and point on the screen to which word you think it is. Okay, and then we'll check. So for number 1, so you're going to point to one of the words in this box. The first word I want you to point to is quit. So I hear three sounds. I hear qu, I, t, quit. You should have pointed to right here. Quit. Qu, I, t. Okay. Number 2. Point to the word that says will. W, I, l. Will has twin consonants. So 2 consonants that are the same. And if you pointed to this one, you're correct. Will. W, I, l. Will. Okay. Let's look at number 3. Point to the word that says quiz. Qu, I, z. Quiz. And you should have pointed to this word right here. Quiz. Qu, I, z. And finally, number 4. Point to the word that says squid. 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 You should have pointed to the word right here. Squid. Squid. Okay. Now take a minute and see if you can read those sight words to someone at home. Okay. Now let's do my turn, your turn to check yourself. What, was, will, do, you. Let's see if we have to add any of these words to our word wall over here. So what? We do not have what up there, so I'm going to add what for us. So what? W-H-A-T. What? Was. Can you find was on here? Point to it on the screen. If you pointed to this word, you are correct. Will. Can you find will and point to it on the screen? There's the word will. Do. We don't have do up there, so we're going to add do. Do is D-O. Do. Okay. And finally, the last word for our sight words today is you. And I don't see you up there. I'm going to add you. Let me just move this over some. So you, Y-O-U. Hopefully you've been writing these words down with me at home, but here's a close-up. Go ahead and take a minute to go through and see if you can say the words. Okay. Now we'll do my turn, your turn really quickly, and then we'll be done with our phonics for today. Okay. So, was, will, into, said, have, of, off, my, jump, love, 6, is, blue, red, what, do, you. All right, I'll hopefully see you back later this afternoon for math and writing. looking at the schedule. I posted the science video on the Class Dojo, which has an accompanying experiment that you can try with your child at home today if you choose to. And around, I have 11 o'clock or so, or whatever works for you at home, have some lunch, do some physical activity. I'm going to post another sight word dance song, and it's a different one than I've posted the last 3 days. So if they're getting bored with those sight words, they can practice some new ones. And try to get some drop everything and read time in, where I know in our class we can sit at least 15 minutes and read silently. And then kids try to be helpful around the house and do some chores. And then, I'll see you back here this afternoon for our math and writing. And just our daily reminder. I've been trying to post this. I posted on the dojo. I posted it on some comments of some of my videos. But please remember that videos and assignments are not mandatory, nor are they being graded. They are offered to you if you'd like to use them as a resource for learning during this time of social distancing. Thank you very much. I'll see you later.